Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in the Twilight Zone Countdown, where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone. Today we're going to be talking about number 151 on my list, The Bewitching Pool, a season 5 episode that was right near the end of the show. It was actually the very last episode aired. It's directed by Earl Hamner Jr. and directed by Joseph M. Newman. And the basic premise of this episode is that two kids basically go to a magical land to escape their fighting parents. And as always, there will be episode spoilers. Doing some research on the Bewitching Pool, it's kind of interesting because this one, it seems like a lot of people really love it and a lot of people really don't like it very much at all. Unfortunately, I fall in the latter category. While there's a few things to appreciate about this episode, like the concept, which I absolutely love, the execution of this episode is just poor. And it's sad that this was the last episode of a great show like The Twilight Zone, because I really think it goes out on a pretty low note. It's almost like this was just a throwaway episode, like they didn't care that much about it, because there's actually like some strange production problems in this episode. The main lead kid actors are okay, but the girl's voice is dubbed. And I've heard a lot of dubbing. I've watched a lot of dub movies, and the dubbing here is really bad. It's so bad it's actually distracting and does take away from the episode, in my opinion. Also, the actors that play the parents, Dee Hartford and Todd Andrews, they're not very good at all, in my opinion. They're not convincing. All they do is just argue and bicker through the episode, but it doesn't seem like real arguing. It just seems like fake arguing. It's very staged, and I was surprised because usually even episodes I don't like, acting is pretty top-notch, but not so much in this episode. So then these kids, go to this place that they find, this world that they find underneath the swimming pool. And they find like this magical place led by this woman, Aunt T. And I like the look of the place. It's got a classic feel. I like how, all the kids seem relaxed and at home. Things like that. And two things I did like about this episode. The cinematography is really good. And the music, although I believe it's stock music, is very well chosen and does a very good job of investing you in the episode. But unfortunately, they meet this Aunt T, and she doesn't really do much. She's supposed to come across as this caring person. But honestly, she comes across as a little bland and a little creepy. I can't decide which. I was actually getting some like fairy tale creepy lady vibes out of her, so I don't know that the actress did a great job. Again, I'm not sure if this is how she was directed to play the part or not, but it just didn't really work for me. And, the kids don't really do much there either. They just, make a cake. It's like, that's not the most exciting thing in the world to watch. There's another odd thing about this episode as well, and that's that they show a scene that's going to take place toward the end of the episode. At the beginning of the episode, I'm pretty sure this is the only Twilight Zone episode that ever did this, so they kind of give away a key scene that's part of the ending. And again, I don't know if this was done because the script wasn't long enough, so they had to fill time, or if this was supposed to be like some kind of artistic experimental choice by the director. I don't really know, but that didn't really work for me either. This whole episode, I just think, has a lot of good ideas, but it's just not executed very well. It's a good concept, it's just not done well, and not much of a twist ending either. The kids just kind of end up in this world with Aunt T, and they can kind of hear their parents talking from the other world. It's all kind of strange and not that satisfying. So there's things to like about the Bewitching Pool. Like I said, love the music, love the cinematography, love some of the atmosphere, but the acting isn't that great, and the artistic and technicals in this episode are strangely below average as well. So the Bewitching Pool comes in for me at 151, but I know this one's a favorite of a lot of people, so if you'd like, leave me a comment and tell me which side of the fence you fall on, if you love this episode or if you don't care for it. So that'll do it for number 151, The Bewitching Pool. Coming up next will be episode number 150, which is probably the last episode on the list that I really don't like much at all. So looking forward to getting those out of the way. Thanks for watching.